Remember when hotel TVs had just a few channels and beds vibrated for a quarter? Today, we're time traveling through bizarre hotel features you won't find anymore. From coin-operated mattresses to metal room keys, get ready for a nostalgic trip through the quirky comforts of yesteryear's accommodations. During the 1960s and 1970s, hotel rooms with individual televisions were considered quite luxurious. These early TVs were analog devices, much larger and heavier than modern flat screens. They featured two prominent knobs for switching between VHF, very high frequency, and UHF, ultra high frequency, broadcasts, the primary signal types of that era. To improve reception, guests often had to adjust the antenna, typically rabbit ears positioned atop the set. For many travelers, especially those without a TV at home, watching television in a hotel room was a special experience. Some models even included built-in radios, expanding the entertainment options available to guests. During the 1960s and 1970s, a peculiar amenity known as magic fingers was prevalent in many motel rooms across America. This coin-operated device, attached to the bed, provided a vibrating sensation when activated. Guests could experience this unique feature by inserting a quarter into an attached box, which would then trigger about 15 minutes of vibration. The intended purpose of Magic Fingers was to offer weary travelers a means of relaxation after long hours on the road or touring. However, its effectiveness was often debated, with many finding it more of a curious novelty than a genuinely comforting experience. John Hotelling, the inventor of Magic Fingers, created this device in his basement in 1958. Despite mixed reviews on its soothing capabilities, the contraption became a widespread and recognizable feature in motels throughout the country, symbolizing a distinct era in American hospitality. During the 1950s and 1960s, a distinctive architectural style known as Googy emerged in America, particularly evident in the design of motel signs along major highways. This style was characterized by its futuristic forms and dramatic angles, intended to capture the attention of passing motorists and travelers. These signs featured vivid neon lighting and exaggerated elements, creating eye-catching displays that advertised motels as exciting and modern places to stay. Often, these elaborate signs would highlight amenities such as swimming pools or color televisions, which were considered luxuries at the time. Googy architecture reflected the optimism and economic growth of the post-war era, coinciding with the rise of automobile travel among American families. The style drew inspiration from the space age, incorporating forward-looking design elements that embodied the era's fascination with technological progress and future possibilities. These striking motel signs became iconic symbols of mid-20th century American roadside culture, representing a unique period in the nation's architectural and social history. In the era preceding digital key cards, which were introduced in the 1970s, hotels and motels typically used conventional metal keys for room access. These keys were often paired with sizable plastic fobs, displaying the establishment's name, address, and the corresponding room number. A notable feature of these key tags was a guaranteed postage paid stamp. This clever system allowed guests who inadvertently took their keys home to simply drop them in any mailbox, ensuring the keys would be returned to the hotel without additional cost to the guest. This approach proved economical for hotels, as the postage fees were less expensive than manufacturing replacement keys. It also served as a practical lost and found system for forgetful travelers. As part of the check-in process, guests were often instructed to leave their room keys at the front desk when exiting the premises. This practice aided staff in monitoring occupancy and enhanced overall security. This key system represents a quaint aspect of pre-digital hospitality, showcasing how hotels managed access and security before the advent of modern electronic solutions. In the past, a delightful custom associated with hotel and motel stays was the sending of postcards. Many establishments offered these cards directly in their lobbies, featuring images of the property itself or nearby attractions. Guests would select postcards to share their travel experiences with friends and family back home, often with a hint of playful envy-inducing. The ubiquitous spinning racks filled with vibrant postcards were more than mere decor. They served as a tangible link between travelers and their distant loved ones. Choosing the perfect card became a small but meaningful ritual during one's stay. These postcards allowed guests to document their journeys and share snippets of their adventures. Today, many of these vintage postcards have become prized collectibles, valued for their nostalgic depictions of historic accommodations and bygone eras in travel history. This practice highlights a more personal and tactile approach to travel correspondence, contrasting sharply with today's instant digital communications. For many decades, Gideon Bibles were a ubiquitous feature in nightstands across American hotels and motels. This practice was initiated by Gideon's International, an organization established in 1899 by traveling salesmen aiming to disseminate Christian teachings. The tradition began in the early 1900s, based on the premise that travelers might find solace and direction in the scriptures during their stays. Over time, millions of these Bibles were distributed to hotel rooms, becoming an integral part of the lodging experience for many guests. The Gideon Bible became such a familiar sight that it was often considered a standard amenity, alongside towels and toiletries. For some travelers, these Bibles provided a sense of consistency and comfort in unfamiliar surroundings. However, in recent years, the prevalence of Gideon Bibles in hotel rooms has decreased. This shift can be attributed to changing societal attitudes towards religion and the increasing reliance on digital technology for information and entertainment. Many hotels now opt for a more secular approach to accommodate diverse guest preferences and beliefs. This evolution in hotel room amenities reflects broader cultural changes and the hospitality industry's adaptation to a more globally diverse clientele. In past decades, hotel beds often served as the visual centerpiece of guest rooms, distinguished by their vibrant, floral-patterned comforters. Unlike the more relaxed bedding styles common today, these comforters were meticulously tucked around the pillows, creating a crisp, orderly appearance. This precise bed-making technique was widely adopted across hotels, emphasizing a consistent standard of luxury and professionalism. The bold patterns and lively colors not only added cheerfulness to the rooms, but also reflected the popular design aesthetics of the era. As guest preferences and interior design trends evolved, hotel bedding gradually shifted towards more subdued and less formal styles. The tightly tucked, boldly patterned comforters gave way to softer, more neutral bedding arrangements. Interestingly, some modern hotels have begun to incorporate retro-inspired designs that pay homage to this colorful past. These establishments aim to blend contemporary comfort with vintage visual appeal, creating a nostalgic yet updated guest experience. This evolution in hotel bedding styles illustrates the hospitality industry's ongoing adaptation to changing tastes and expectations, balancing tradition with modern sensibilities. And that wraps up our look at the fascinating world of vintage hotel features. If you enjoyed this trip down memory lane, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more retro tech and history. So, how do hotels back then compare to staying at a hotel now? Drop a comment down below to tell us your favorite hotel memory. As always, thank you for watching.